Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best year out around.
Hey everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And, oh, gosh, really?
I'm sorry, but my co-host just forgot his name. It happens, you know, get to that certain age and
Yeah.
the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It absolutely happens. This is Hollywood Mike Matoyer, everybody.
Oh, Hollywood's back. Hey.
I remembered this time.
That's right. That's right. Man, I'm telling you, you scared me there for a little bit, man. I thought you were having a meltdown.
No, I was
with an E.
Yeah. I was focused on what they were saying outside the window here. I didn't know what we were listening to.
Well, those are just our fans trying to peek inside and see us doing our job here at the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
So we're back here again with another fine podcast with a band known as Meltdowne with an E.
Yeah, and I got a copy of their album right here. I am going to listen to this when I get into the car.
Me too.
I was thoroughly impressed. I'm telling you, the track Evil Man on this thing was pretty sweet. So.
Well, let's hear what they have to say about Evil Man and all their music and what's going on with them. Hey, everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And this is Mike Matoyer.
Not Hollywood Mike this week?
I can be Hollywood Mike. I can be Hollywood Mike all the time.
Okay, I was just wondering.
All right. You know what? Call me Mr. Hollywood Mike.
Mr. Hollywood Mike. Okay. All right, Mr. We got three other Misters joining us tonight. We've got the band Meltdowne with an E. How you doing, guys?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, we got Joey Perez, who's vocals and bass, and Sammy Perez, who lead guitar, and Dave Chirella on drums. Chirella on drums. Yes. I'm sorry about that mispronunciation.
Everybody always does that. Chirella.
That was my fault because I sent the
Chirel. In Spanish, it would be charea. Let's not go there.
Yes, not to be confused with Chipotle.
Yes.
There you go.
And where are you guys coming in from? You in the area or where are you from?
Chicago.
I'm from Chicago by O'Hare.
Okay.
So
Not really from the area, but Chicago. You know,
okay.
We're like 35 miles away from here, right?
Okay.
Something like that.
Gotcha. Good. Excellent.
I'm the farthest one. I came from Wisconsin.
Whoa.
Wow.
Big Packer fan coming down to Chicago to rock with these guys.
Holy cow.
I thought we were supposed to vet these guys before we let them in the studio.
I thought we did. I got to check and see what happened.
What happened? Sam just disappeared.
I had a list of every Packer fan in the world. I checked it. I don't know.
We're playing you guys this Sunday.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to go to the game, but I had something come up, so I'm unfortunately not going to be able to go to it.
Unfortunately, we're going to lose anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that's good. We're going to have a good draft pick.
That's right.
Sure.
So instead of all this football talk, tell us a little bit about you guys in the band. How did this all come together?
Well, Meltdowne, as far as my brother and I, Dave joined us about 4 years ago.
Yeah. Like
with
that.
Meltdowne. So he's our fifth drummer. So
hard time keeping drummers? Or,
yep. In the last 30 years, this started off as as a four-man band. Mm-hmm. My brother was just the lead singer. We had a bass player. I was still on guitar. And then with the drummer, we would kind of flip off. I would do my set, my tunes, and then I would go on drums. The drummer would become the guitar player. So that was Meltdowne for a while.
Okay.
It was kind of like the switch, back and forth. Then one day we had a Christmas party scheduled and the bass player didn't show up. Just woke up that morning, decided he wasn't going to the gig.
Wow.
So my brother had to take the bulls by the horns there and say, hey, Joel, you used to play bass before, you and I are always going to show up to practice and be there. We can't rely on these other folks. And so from 4, it's gone down to 3. So in the last 20 years, he's been kind of the front man. He's taking up the bass and doing the lead singing.
Wow. So 20 years, you guys have been together for a while then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're
Well, actually, we've been playing together probably since 83, 84.
I mean, since you guys are brothers, obviously you've been together for a while, but the band has been, I guess, functioning and working as a band for a while. It's not like this is something that just happened in the past couple of years.
Oh,
Like 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact,
30 years at
one of the songs I had sent to you, Soldier, for example, that song is about 20 years old.
Wow.
And if you listen to the lyrics, it's about Saddam Hussein and that whole during the Kuwait War, that's quite some time ago. So that song came from that inspiration.
So the city where you're top of the hill, the guy is putting into darkness still. There's no trace of human lives. Clock is ticking, it's 2:45. The sun is sharper than too blind to see their own fate.
As the time went by, we just kind of just couldn't get that drummer to really put it all together. We had all the right ideas with the music and
That
Dave.
drummer, which drummer, which that one, that one. And now it was me. But I actually met them like 30 years ago with Cato.
Mm-hmm.
We actually were in the same rehearsal building together. I had my own room. They had their room. But we passed by a few times in the hallway, and then so that was way back then. And then like 10, even 12 years ago, I would go to rehearsals. They'd have parties, and then I'd go with a mutual friend, Cato, and go to the party, and then sometimes it would turn into like a jam night.
Jam session.
Yeah, but because seeing them before and just like listening to them play with the other drummer, I was familiar with the stuff.
Okay.
And then on the jam nights, you just sit in, and then I just, play my take of it, how I interpreted it. And so that's how that came about, actually.
And you've been with them, 4 or 5 years now?
3 years.
About four years.
About 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had another drummer. He actually just passed away in November. Actually, we got a picture of him.
Yeah, he was really good too.
Yeah, he was our drummer for a lot of years, like 30 plus years. But his problem was the drinking. Drinking and playing drums do not mix.
Well, you guys must have had the only drummer that liked to drink, because I don't know any drummers that drink a lot.
or many musicians.
Alex Van Halen. Wasn't he known to drink too?
This is my cousin, which is this guy here, very instrumental. So, when we talk about influences, we grew up with the classics, Eric Clapton and things like that.
Right.
He was very instrumental. He died about 9 years ago.
Okay.
Accident down in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
But he was so he was about maybe 7 or 8 years our senior. So he would have been, about 60 years old now. But, he was my guitar teacher, and I just, mimicked a lot of the stuff that he did and learned a lot from him.
So he was your cousin?
Cousin, first cousin, yeah.
Yeah, so this is my cousin. This is my dad's nephew.
Okay.
And they call him Hollywood Pete. So that's when earlier when you said Hollywood, I was like laughing in my head, because this is Hollywood Pete right here. See, he has his autograph and he put Hollywood Pete.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So,
And of course, this guy here was Drac, and his real name is Edwin.
Okay.
But he's Drac, so we call him Drac.
Okay.
And he was a phenomenal drummer. I'm saying like a Neil Peart kind of style drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
really good drummer. But when you start drinking,
Yeah.
you're out of focus.
Right. Right.
And we had so many arguments, and I think I had fired him because my brother's the one who goes, Joe, you deal with the fire. He goes, you are good at that.
with the personnel issue.
Yeah.
Wow. So take us back, because I know we're going to end up probably sharing some war stories here, because like I said, I played in all different kinds of bands, and I have a feeling we're going to start talking about similar venues. So take us back, like the first gig or the first few gigs, and then tell us about some of the places that you played the most and your favorite places to play.
Oh my God.
Wow. I mean, locally in Chicago, live wire. Before Foundation, it was
Nightcaps.
Nightcaps. Yeah, absolutely.
Nightcaps there, Richie's, Landmark.
Yep. Right.
Right there by the airport.
Quenchers. There's Quenchers.
Fullerton and Western. I mean,
Betty's Lounge by Grant and Ashland in Chicago.
Yeah, Betty's. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Thirsty Whale's got to be in there somewhere.
Thirsty Whale.
The Mutiny.
Yeah, right.
Mutiny.
The Mutiny. Yeah. So, but the venues that we play now are Foundation and Richie's. We're still kind of playing those local venues.
Right. What kind of music were you playing back then? Were you doing most of the covers, or when did you guys start?
Actually, you know what? Actually, we've always been an original band.
Really?
Always an original. Always. But we'll always have copies within our originals.
Okay.
So I mean, because people have to.
You got to keep them.
Keep them in the groove.
Right.
So, but we've always been in an original band. Even before Meltdown, I mean, I was in a band called Lost Angels.
Okay.
And you were in that band with us too.
Yep.
That was when him and my brother, you were with Exotic Rage. We were talking about 1987, 1986. So
before Meltdown,
there was other bands, that we.
But eventually, my cousin kind of did his own thing, went in his own direction. We couldn't keep it together with him anymore, again because of his vices of things, alcohol and all that stuff. So my brother and I just kind of went in a different direction, and. Then that's where we started off with that one guy that didn't show up with our Christmas party. So we kept that unit together for a while until that incident, and that's it's been pretty much us.
So it's like saying Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen, the two brothers.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
So.
And so, what were you doing at that time, Dave?
Local death metal bands, if you know any of, like from Chicago.
Local death
Dissenter.
metal. Okay.
I don't know if you heard of them.
Nope. Can't say that I have.
With them for a while. Usurper was another one. And then just, those were like really the two bigger death metal bands.
Right.
That I was in.
Okay. And I mean, was that going back to about that time period? Are we talking like 20 to 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1996.
Good.
With Dissenter. A Funeral Nation was another one. Before them even. Okay. Just death metal thrash.
Right.
And then before that was just original bands. And I did covers too. Everybody has to.
You have to, right.
You got to put in the covers.
Never Say Die, and just Def Leppard covers.
Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays.
Scorpions.
You have to sneak in the original stuff nowadays in a lot of venues.
You have to. Because, people just look at your music. They're like, okay, they're just bopping their head. But, they want to hear that.
Something they can
relate to.
Relate to. So, we can put on probably about a 2-hour set.
Right.
We mix it up. So, I mean, some of the copies we do, Wasted Years, Iron Maiden.
Different venues, different nights. When we do AC/DC, one night these chicks just start dancing like they want us to play all AC/DC, and we can't do a lot of AC/DC, but we'll do what we know.
Right.
But it's just the crowd reaction is always different.
And we try to original copy and keep our song, keep our originals out there. But try to keep the audience there with the copies as well.
Right. So speaking of your original music, I started listening to some of your stuff. Tell me about Evil Man. The song Evil Man. Something tells me that there's going to be an interesting story to this, but I'll tell you the reason why, because I listened to several of your songs and I liked Evil Man. That's the one I picked out. That's the one that I liked the most. And you're the singer, correct? And no, you're the singer on that.
I'm the singer and the bass.
He's the singer on all of them.
I'm all of them, yeah.
So here's the amazing thing, and this will be a compliment to you. The reason why I gave it a second listen is because my kids were home from college over the weekend for the holiday, and I had it playing on my speakers.
From college?
Yeah, can you believe that?
No, you're that old already.
Don't tell anybody that. And
I'm a grandfather. I got 5 grandkids.
And somebody actually thought that I was listening to Queensryche.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice compliment.
Honestly, your voice sounds a lot like Jeff Tate from Queensryche on that track.
Thank you. It's funny you said that because I have a friend that I got it on video where he was playing it in the car for his daughter. So she was like, Gianna, listen to this song. And he has the phone like this and he's facing her. And she's a diehard rock fan, and she goes, Dad, I don't know who it is, but it sounds like Iron Maiden Bruce Dickinson. She goes, no, it's Joey from Meltdowne.
Who?
She goes, really? Well, I mean, she actually knows us because she's come to our practice he actually brought his daughter and she loved our band.
Right.
And she's like, oh my God, he sounds like Bruce Dickinson. But you know what? You're not the first person who told me that before about Jeff Tate's too.
Take a look at what do you see? Evil faces always looking at me. All the tears you cry, they call out your name. Have no fear, and what can they say? Am I evil for the man that I am? Am I evil for the things that they say? Am I evil for the man that I am? Am I evil for the things that they say?
Very, very similar. But a lot of your tracks, I guess there's one album that's on Pandora. So I chose to play the whole album. That's what I was listening to. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you that it's not very often that I get super excited about a band. The last time that happened to me was probably sometime around 2010 or 2012 when I really got into Shinedown. And there was a period of over the course of about 3 years where I think I went and saw Shinedown about 6 times, right? Wow. There's a lot of tracks that reminded me. I hear Queensryche, I hear Shinedown, which makes sense to me because I always thought that Shinedown reminded me of Queensryche, so it makes total sense. But the tracks that I listened to really reminded me a lot of both Queensryche and Shinedown. I have to give you props for it. And when I found out you guys were just a 3-piece band, I was like, wow, because the guitar playing is amazing as well. It sounded to me almost like there was 2.
I said there's only 3 of them. I said, I wonder if they do any ZZ Top.
Yeah.
And actually we do. We actually do because we do Tush. That's actually on our playlist.
Tush. You mean bands actually perform Tush?
Oh, yes, they still do.
People still perform Tush?
But the Meltdown way. We'll do a little twist on it.
Yeah. I think at this point in time, that song has to go on the list of songs you're never supposed to perform again.
I thought that a few times as well.
Believe me, my bands play it too, but what are you going to do?
You're right. You got to play it.
You gotta play it. Yeah.
So who's the songwriter?
A lot of this is my brother. I actually wrote Evil Man, and I wrote another song is that on the second CD? Or did we put it on the second one?
No, it's not on there yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I wrote another one called It's blah, 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 blah.
Get Up.
That's interesting. How do you spell that?
Gotta get up. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so I put most of the music together, come up with most of the the rhythm and the lyrics and stuff like that, and then come together with these guys and then let's put this puzzle together. And just draw from real life inspirations. Pandemic. Obviously we were caught up in that. The height of the pandemic. Within that time, we were kind of locked up at home. Started writing. Pulled out the bottle of vodka. The wife went to the casino with her friend. I think I was home alone for almost that whole afternoon. I can literally remember the day. I said, "Boom, start writing." I'm just getting the ideas. A couple of more drinks. Let's keep writing down. And by the end of the evening, had pretty much the pandemic.
Right.
Are you lyrics music or music lyrics for a little bit?
It can start off with. It can start off with maybe lyrics, and then I can kind of get a rhythm to it, or it can just be the opposite. I've got this rhythm, this riff in the head, and let's try to draw something to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So work both ways.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing that I noticed about, as a guitar player, I noticed these things. You don't have the traditional scooped mids tone that a lot of heavy music has nowadays. I noticed a lot of mid-range, a fatter sound, in your tone. What do you play? What's your main guitar?
I've got a Gibson Epiphone, so it's not a Gibson Epiphone, but it's just as heavy. I mean, it's a solid wood. It's got, removed the original pickups. And it was actually a guitar from Pete that passed away. I bought it from him many years ago. He took out the pickups and put the Marshall pickups and Seymour Duncans. Uh-huh. So I've got those, not your typical humbuckers. As far as my Marshall, I'm 53.
Right.
And I've been playing the same Marshall half stack. It's a 1974 tube. So, it's not that processed sound that you're getting, today's sound. It's just a nice, clear clarity. The Marshall pickups, just an overdrive and some chorus. That's pretty much it. That's my sound.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world.
You know what cracks me up, that when we're playing at these gigs and you see all these, these guitar people or people, that know about music, and they come up to my brother and they're looking down on his pedals and see. And so after we play like the show, they're like, "What do you have?" He goes, "Really? It's just these 3 or 4 pedals and this Marshall. That's it.
Right.
That's all you need."
Right.
And that's how Meltdown gets that sound.
Right.
We get that sound.
I think, so just kind of, work on that sound and do not try to over process it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like try to do something the opposite that my cousin was doing. He had all these different rack mounts, and it's like, God, it just sounds so compressed.
Right.
There's no clarity.
Right. I mean, if you have a vintage Marshall like that, why would you want to put anything in front of it?
Right. Nice tube amp.
Right, and then what I play off is a GK Gillian Kruger.
Yep.
Top and bottom. I got the 410s. The Gillian Kruger head. I got a jazz bass, and just direct. That's it. And I get my nice fat sound.
Yep. Yeah, it's all you need.
And I just play drums.
You just play drums.
Doesn't matter, really.
Pots,
the little
pans,
Toys R Us
buckets,
drums.
whatever.
We were, where we did our CD, those songs that you heard, that this guy he just kind of freaked me out a little, because I went in there with like new heads and tuned, and he couldn't care less, actually. I mean, if they were even bad, because he has his way of just getting a good sound, and it didn't matter to him if the heads were old or new. He really did like the floor tom, though. He loved that. But it's a Vista Light kit, what I used, just acrylic shells.
Okay.
It's actually from 76, 1 year only, that they wrapped it in a chrome wrap. So it does have a little different tone than just a Vista Light.
Right.
I mean, it's still a Vista Light and but it's just a slightly different tone, just because of the wrap.
Interesting.
But other than that, I just play drums.
Not only that, but hey, Dave is a lefty drummer.
Oh, that's no big deal. So
Lefty.
Lefty.
So,
okay.
He's a lefty.
We did the recording. He was mentioning the recording. We did it
So
actually.
is Phil Collins. He's lefty. But I like to play on righty kits. I mean, if I have to, you go to these jam nights and they don't want you to touch the kit. They don't want you. Now, as long as it has the double pedal, that's fine with me. I just dropped a hi-hat and then I use the secondary pedal as the main kick. Mm-hmm. And then I can just get by with that.
Yeah.
Just keep time.
So how much you guys gig nowadays?
Well, the last one we just did was at Livewire, which was a couple of weeks ago. So, lighting things up for December. But, we're also back into the studio. We did this first EP in Wisconsin. We tried recording out here with, over the years with some folks out here. We just couldn't get, just couldn't find the right engineer to even care for the sound. Mm-hmm. So just want to give kudos to Eric LaBrosse in Cherry Pit Studios, Menominee Falls, did a record. I think he did a phenomenal job. And
you went all the way to Menominee Falls?
Well, it's not too far from where he lives.
Well, I live.
Okay. We did go out there. Yeah,
so,
we had to drive.
So they would have to, camp out there for 2 or 3 days, and really hit it.
That's right. So you live in Wisconsin, so you're driving like 2 hours and stuff to get to gigs.
For the last 30 years.
Wow.
I've been driving back and forth for 30 years.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to want to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a dedication that, and I'm always seems to be the first one there. You know, the farthest one out.
Right.
Of course.
I'm the first one there.
Yeah.
On time.
So second podcast in a row. If you own a recording studio,
That's right. We're looking for.
that's right. These guys are looking for you.
That's right. Something
they
local.
So they don't have to drive to Menominee Falls.
Yeah, but he'll have to drive down from Menominee Falls. So, either way, somebody's driving.
Right.
Somebody's gonna be driving 3 hours right here.
So when's the next gig?
Well, whoever offers us a gig.
Yeah, I mean,
If anyone wants us to open for them, we'll open up for them.
And
Anybody, whoever.
how can people find you then?
Meltdowne on Facebook. So,
yes.
you know, Meltdowne Chicago rock band, Meltdowne with an E. They can, once you get there, you can, you know, what is it, Messenger? Or you hit that message button. I think part of the way we've been communicating. Yeah, and then if they're interested in us opening up for them or booking us, you know, we can.
Contact us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And just check our music out on meltdown.hearnow.com. It'll be on Pandora, Deezer, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon.
Yeah. And then further down on the website, then you have our Facebook link, our YouTube, you know, to that pandemic video that we did. Right. And then we also sell merchandise. In fact, we brought some merchandise for you guys.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
From Menominee Falls?
actually
from Delafield, Wisconsin.
Actually, the merchandise from New Berlin, Wisconsin.
Wow.
It
On
hasn't,
time apparel.
it hasn't touched any Green Bay Packer stuff, has it?
No.
Just the hands who has it right here.
I think that should be a prerequisite from now on.
Yeah.
We need T-shirts
Maybe we'll.
Oh, there you go.
that are untouched by Packer stuff.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So do you guys do any gigs up in Wisconsin?
We did at the Broad Stop, you know, on Highway
Right,
50.
right.
Further up there, Route 20.
Route 20.
Route 20, which is, so these are closer venues for them so they don't have to travel so far into the city.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So we try to keep it maybe to the borderline. And then, you know, if they can come to the border or I'll come down to Chicago.
We actually played here in Joliet with Drake, our drummer. With Drake, the one who passed away. I couldn't even tell you the freaking bar.
But yeah, I think we've had one Joliet gig.
No, we had two of them.
We had two.
We had two. We had two.
With our old drummer, Drake. Yeah.
A Penny Road Pub. You remember that place?
Oh, yeah.
There.
Yeah.
We played there.
Played at the Penny Road Pub. Yeah.
Yeah, I've played Penny Road many times. The last time I played there,
But I think
the
that's
stage was still the pool tables.
Well,
Yeah. They used to push the pool tables together. I think it was 4 pool tables, and then they just throw plywood on top of the pool tables.
Oh, my God.
And then they put a set of stairs off to the side, and so you climb up to the stage, and they put a skirt around it, and then about halfway through the gig, it was a little wobbly, right?
Right.
So we're putting stuff underneath the stage, putting our gear underneath the stage, and we finally realized. These are the freaking pool tables we're standing on. But yeah, I played there. I've played there many times. Yeah. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. I mean, actually, they closed down. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, they closed the door.
Yeah, I think we played one of their final.
Yeah, we did. It was a 10-band, like a 10-band farewell. So whoever was in a band,
Right.
they had it on Facebook. Come down and play, and you'll play maybe like 2 or 3 songs. Like give
Right.
everybody a chance to play.
Wow.
So we played 3 songs, like 3 or 4 songs.
yeah.
And then we were out, and then the next people come up and they play the next one.
When was that?
It was in
Not even a year ago.
January of this year.
So it wasn't that long ago. Wow.
Yeah, so January they closed the door, ended, no more, no mask.
Now I'm actually surprised I didn't know that because our sound engineer in Cadillac Groove had the house system there. He was the house sound guy there at Penny Road for years and years and years and years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's with Cadillac Groove now.
Well, yeah. Wow. Interesting.
See how that works?
Yeah.
Deductive reasoning.
Wow. No, that's an interesting piece of information right there. I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that. I thought they were still around.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, guys. So we know where to find you on Facebook and on your website and on all the music venues out there, and Spotify, and everybody.
Yeah.
Check you out. You're selling your CDs and stuff on your website too.
Correct.
If you want to get a physical copy.
So if you go to Meltdowne with an E.
With an E.
.hair now, like HEAR, hairnow.com, then you'll get all the links to the merch.
Okay.
And our, Facebook page.
Great.
Excellent.
Well, thanks for coming out, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Great learning about you guys. Thanks for coming all the way from Wisconsin. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Hey, rock and roll.
Can't believe it. Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Happy holidays to everybody out there.
All righty. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ooh, you seem kind of like an evil man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a very nice man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that is a good song. Some great tunes on that album of theirs, or EP.
Absolutely.
And very happy to see that Sammy came all the way down here from near Green Bay, even though he's a Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah. But you know what? That's okay because he brought gifts with him, the T-shirts and the hats and the guitar picks and stuff.
I'm just worried that the stuff touched Green Bay stuff. I'm going to have to take it home and run a scanner over it or something just to see if there's any green or yellow thread on it.
Just wash it.
Yeah, I could do that too. Man. But then I got to sanitize my whole, water system, my washer and dryer and stuff.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'll stop at the police department. They can do a DNA test on it.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
No, that was an interesting interview, though. That was kind of like a VH1 Behind the Music with history of the band. They've been together for, over 20 years.
30 years. At least the brothers, Sammy and Joey, they were together, and Dave's only been with them recently, but they've been together a long time, jamming out there.
Yeah, that's been the fun thing about this. Everybody's got a story.
That's right. It starts somewhere. So, okay, then I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with Meltdowne with an E. Join us next week when we bring you another fine episode of the Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
The Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Rock and roll Chicago.